Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about basic song recording inside the Fantom X. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we'll probably do is I'm going to go to Song Edit right here, press the Song Edit button. The first button I'll need to press after I've gone to Song Edit is Song Utility, which is F4, and it brings up this screen, and I'll go ahead and select number 1, Song Clear. So just press F8 Select, and it's going to ask me if I'm sure I want to do this, and the answer is going to be yes. So go ahead and execute F8. Great, so now it just went ahead and cleared out the song that I was using, or the song that was currently there. So now we'll want to go into the mixer screen in the performance area. So press Mixer. Now there in the performance area, there might be a whole bunch of different performances up. Anything could be up in here. So what I'll do first off is I'll go into the mixer screen. I'll hold down the Shift button, and it'll give me some other choices that weren't there before. So here, no Shift, I get the normal patch list, part view, mute solo, all that stuff. But if I hold down Shift, hold it down, I can press F1 Initialize. And by pressing F1 Initialize, it's asking me if I want to clear out that performance to a default one. Just initialize the performance, and my answer is yes. So F8 Select, and yes, I am sure. All right, now I'm pretty much ready to record. I have a clear song, so I'll press Song Edit. There's nothing there, and if I go to Mixer, there's nothing there either. It's just a brand new initialized performance. You can do this also in this view, but I prefer when I record on the Fantom X to use the Mixer mode. All right, so let's go ahead and start laying down some tracks. I'm going to use my cursor buttons here, and I'm going to cursor to track 10 because I know a lot of guys out there like to start with some drums. Next, I'll go ahead and press the tempo button, which is right here. Pop that window up open, and I can see what my current metronome is. I'll go ahead and press click so you can hear what it is, and I'll go ahead and lower mine down to about 100. Okay, great, there it is. And now we press the record button right here. Now in this record button, I get a couple of options. One of my first options is I can go ahead and I can have it auto track or tell it the specific track I'm on. Normally I'll use auto track, and you'll see why when we start recording, but this allows me to switch tracks in the middle of my recording to any track I want. Okay, so auto track allows me to go ahead and as I'm switching the different MIDI parts, let's go ahead and exit out his. As I'm switching the different MIDI parts, it will record that MIDI information to the specific MIDI track, because a MIDI part and a MIDI track are two different things. So I could go over here and I can tell it to record everything on, part 15, 14, whatever I want. But I want it, when I record, I want it to go ahead and record, have the MIDI part follow the MIDI track. So I'm going to have it go auto. So as I switch MIDI parts here, it'll adjust and switch to different MIDI tracks here. So a MIDI part and a MIDI track are not the same thing. Okay. Next, I can have it record mode. I can tell it to, if I wanted to use a mix or I wanted to replace. So maybe I'm re-recording some stuff, different beats or music, and I wanted to replace whatever I'm doing. That's when I would use the replace feature. But normally I just keep it on mix. Now, in the count-in section right here, if I press enter, I get a couple of options here. I can use 1 measure count-in, 2 measure, or wait note. Wait note means as soon as I touch the keyboard or the pedal, the foot pedal, it'll start recording. So I'll go ahead and use wait note. Okay, so as soon as I touch the keypad, it's going to start recording. Next, I can go down and press enter again. Pops open this window. I can have the recorder loop to specific points, 1 measure loop, 2 measure, 4 measure, whatever, or no loop at all. Also have it auto punch for me, so that way as soon as it gets to that section, it'll punch right in, or also manual punch, so I can just punch in wherever I want. But in our example, I'm just going to use a 2 measure loop. Okay, experiment with this and see what works best for you. Okay. On the input quantization, this helps me if my timing's a little bit off. I can go ahead and assign the notes to a grid, a specific grid value, or shuffle it, and this will change the feel of what I'm recording, especially when we're using drum beats. A lot of you guys like to use a shuffle or grid. So go ahead and use grid, and then I can tell it what the resolution of that grid is. I tend to use 16th note. That's pretty common, but you can use shuffle and have it use swing eights or stuff like that if you want to. All right, and how how much strength do I want the grid to have. So I'll just put mine on 100%. So as we see, I'm starting off on track 10, and then I'll go ahead and have it loop 2 measures. It's on wait note, so as soon as I touch the keyboard, or the pedal, it'll start recording, and I have it the quantize set for 1/16. All right.